Hey everyone. Again, I'm Samantha Joy. Welcome back to the recap for this past week, which was week number 11 of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So, this was the second to last week in this 12-week self-guided course to unblocking your creativity. And I have just completed it. We have just completed it. If you've been following along for the last 11 weeks, congratulations. That's fantastic. We are officially amazing. Go us. Yay. Week 11 was all about recovering a sense of autonomy. Breaking it down, it was talking about acceptance. In acceptance, just like more positive affirmations, like I am an artist, I do believe, I am doing this, I have a purpose, I am important, yada yada yada. It's talking about success, the zen of sports, and building your artist's altar. So this was really funny because when I first started reading this chapter, everything under this first section of acceptance is in the first person. And I was like, taking it as positive affirmations. Like, she wants me to read this like I am telling myself these things. I am an artist. As an artist, I may need a different mix of stability and flow from other people. I this, I that, me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading this. I'm like, yeah, I am an artist. I am these things. These things do matter to me. And a couple of pages into it, it's not until page 181 I realize, wait a minute. Is she actually just talking about herself? I couldn't really tell. Or maybe that was intentional. I don't know. I don't know what Julia Cameron was doing. But that was fascinating for me. Being able to hardcore relate to her. And something came up for me while I was reading this and having these thoughts. Thinking about how I can have so much in common with this chick who I don't know, who I have never met. And the only thing we have in common is the fact that we are both artists. We are both creative people. So even if this beginning of this chapter is simply her talking about herself, trying to get us to relate to her and positively affirm for ourselves, yes, this is who I am, this is what I do, I accept this, I accept myself. I accept the fact that I am an artist and I am a creator, which is also a creation of the creator, right? And I relate to her. Yes, Cameron, I relate to you because we are both artists. I don't know why that makes me so happy. Does that make you happy? Just knowing for a fact that you are not the only one in the world that has the thoughts and feelings and ideas that you have, that they are shared with other artists, that there are other artists in the world and it's not just you and you're not alone. This is exciting. This is good. This is helpful. We are not alone. That's my big takeaway from chapter 11 this past week, I believe. She talks a bit about success in terms of like, which is kind of depressing for me when I was reading this. I was thinking about, sequels. People make them because money. They don't care so much about the creation and the process of art and whatever. Just like, let's make this because it's going to make money. We know people like it. Let's give the people what they want. And like Broadway and how like commercial everything is sometimes within art. That kind of just bums me out. We want to believe that people enjoy art enough to just appreciate it for appreciating it. But it is a business too. So show business of shows, if you're trying to be an actor, which I am, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Show business is weird. So business is weird. Don't let it bum you out too much. I was also thinking while reading about that section about this other book I've read before, called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, I believe her name is, the chick who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, you know? And she mentions a lot throughout that book of hers about the importance of being creative in like little ways. And Cameron here is also talking about a little bit goes a long way. And it's a process. Like over time, eventually you're going to get to like a place where you've gotten a lot done. But just because you don't have a whole 24-hour period to do something, every single day, 365 days a year. Doesn't mean you can't do a little bit here and a little bit there throughout the year and get things done that you want to do, right? And in the book Big Magic, Gilbert is also talking about how you don't have to make a living off of being creative. Just be creative. You can work a 9 to 5 in an office that has nothing to do with the arts, but come home and throw pots and create pottery if that's what makes you happy and you are being creative, and you can still define yourself as a creative person, whatever brings you joy and whatever makes you happy. Joy and happiness was a fun discovery I had in my morning pages today, actually. I was journaling about something. It's like, oh yeah, this and that, and whatever brings me joy makes me happy. Are those two terms interchangeable? I'm not sure. Are they synonyms? And I think a lot of it has to do with the connotation. I was thinking about Maria Kondo, the chick with like the Japanese art of like maintaining things by like decluttering your life and getting things organized, and what sparks joy for you is a big thing that she said that people started saying, you know, they are echoing in like their everyday lives. It's like, oh, get rid of it, doesn't spark joy. Oh, just quit your job if it doesn't spark joy. If something doesn't spark joy, like that became something everyone was saying. So sparking joy. So joy is like an emotion and a feeling, right? Whereas happiness, a lot of the times when people talk about happiness, they're often talking about a state of mind, right? Like something, oh, you're not happy as an emotion. You're happy in this moment. Something has happened that is making you happy. But I guess you can define your own terms for yourself. If you want happiness to be a feeling or emotion, it can be, right? Who's to tell you that you can't say you're happy if you're feeling happy? Happy is whatever happy means to you. Same with joy. So maybe they can be synonyms and interchangeable. It's up to you. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Comment below and let me know. These are the things I think about, y'all. Very fascinating stuff. She's talking about the Zen of sports and how something simple like going for a walk and being in nature can help, you know, jog our creative juices. She's talking about moving while meditating versus just staying still and stagnant. And what I took from that was just like momentum in general. How I tend to start a project, for example, and I get so excited about it, and the moment I walk away from it, the next day I don't do anything about it because I'm busy with other things. 2 days goes by, and before you know it, I'm less excited, and I'm lost my motivation because I lost my momentum, and then it just never gets done. That's actually one of the reasons why I picked this book up to begin with, is because I decided I wanted to be an audiobook narrator. I talked to a few people online and made some new friends virtually that inspired me to give it a go because it sounded like fun. I turned the whole front closet into my own voiceover booth, y'all. I got headphones, I got a microphone, I downloaded Audacity on my computer, took a step away for like a day, and then have yet to record a book. Not gonna lie. A whole year has gone by, and I have taken no more physical steps towards my goal of being an audiobook narrator. Why? According to Julia Cameron, it's because I'm blocked. I don't know, I always thought it was because, you know, I lost the momentum. I didn't necessarily lose the motivation, I just lost the momentum. And all this past year, I've been trying to figure out how to get it back. You know, New Year's Eve happens, the new year started, we're in 2023 now, and I'm like, all right, Julia Cameron, teach me how to get out of my own way and just do the thing I want to do. Because if it's something I really want to do, why am I not doing it? Is there something wrong with me? Like, these are the things we ask ourselves when we're blocked, right? We always want to go inward and blame ourselves for not being where we want to be in our lives. It's like, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong with me? Why does so-and-so not want to cast me? What did I do? What's wrong with me? It's not about that. And that's what this book has been teaching me. Thank goodness. I'm so glad I don't have to beat myself up too much anymore. Because Cameron is trying to remind me it's okay to be blocked. You just have to acknowledge that you're blocked before you can do something about it. And something that you can do about it is be physical instead of doing too much inner work. You know, morning pages is just one very important step in the process of getting to where you want to be, to constantly moving and doing things. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. You know what, guys? You know what this is? It's a process. Process. I'm pulling my hair out over this stupid word. It drives me crazy. I hate it when people say it because they're right. It's a process. Okay? There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. And there is nothing wrong with us as artists when we have moments during the process when we feel like we have lost our momentum. Because, you know, we can get it back. It's just starting that initiation of the momentum that is so freaking hard. But I want to remind you all that you are not alone. I am not. We are not, as artists collectively in the world, alone. Because we have each other. And we have things like YouTube to help us connect with each other and have these conversations if we want to, and just realize and be reminded that it's okay to be who we are, because we are enough. And there are other people in the world like us that we can relate to help us feel better about who we are and what struggles we're going through. I also found it fascinating that all the examples she gave for people who exercise and they feel better throughout their day, it was all like nature related. Swimming in a pool, like outside, going for a jog outside, like nature is part of meditation, according to Cameron, which I thought was fascinating. One of my personal favorite ways for movement, physicalized meditation is going to a playground. I love playing on a playground, being on the swings. That's a good way for me to just like zone out and like appreciate the nature I'm surrounded in the moment. Yeah, I'll like say hey to my dead grandma sometimes when I'm on the playground on the swings. I'm like, what's up, grandma? You know, that's just me. It's how I meditate and like talk to God, I guess. I don't know. I feel fortunate enough to have grown up. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. This is personal. Anyways, I don't know. I always liked that my mom taught us growing up that you don't have to be in a certain place on a certain day at a certain time, i.e. church, every single Sunday morning, right? In order to talk to him. Because he's everywhere. He can see and hear you just fine. You don't have to be in church. You don't have to be in temple. You don't have to be at a certain place at a certain day and time. You just look up and say, hey, what's up, big guy? And he hears you. It's all good. That's just something I wanted to share with y'all, which may or may not be helpful for you to hear. You may or may not be judging me right now because of what I believe. I don't care what you believe. You do you. You're enough. Okay? That's the whole point of this. So, yeah, nature, meditation, good stuff. I think that's the big takeaway from chapter 11. So what I would like to invite you all to do now is this. We are about to embark on the final chapter of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This upcoming week, starting tomorrow, I am going to start reading chapter 12, which is Recovering a Sense of Faith. So I have one more of these video blogs here that I'm going to make for my recorded weekly check-in for this course here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do it live. I think that would be fun. Maybe a chance for y'all to, in real time, ask me questions and share your experiences if you've been following along your own with your own copy of this book. I think I'm going to do it on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it because I'm not the most tech-savvy person. I think technology has been one of my blocks for this whole process since the pandemic with doing the art that I want to do, honestly. But I'm going to figure it out. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to have a live thing for my weekly check-in for The Artist's Way. So if you feel so inclined, please join me next Tuesday. I believe that's March 21st. 2023. So next Tuesday, I'm going to do 10 a.m. My time in Chicago. So that's going to be Central Time. 10 a.m. Central Time. Next Tuesday, March 21st. I'm going to be going live on Instagram and Facebook. I'll post links to my Instagram, I guess, in the comments here later once I post this video, so y'all can do that with me next week. My very first live experience. We'll see what happens. So thank you all again so much for joining me on this journey of ours with The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Again, my name is Samantha Joy. Comment below, let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, your thoughts on happiness versus joy, please. I'd love to hear them. And have a good week.